Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X-2. I'm the Mysterious JG, and we're about to start, really, the Act 2 endgame proper. I mean, I kinda thought we were already doing it with the Chateau LeBlanc stuff, and then we got into just the quick little run through the Cloister of the Trials, with the Charm Bangle equipped isn't really that big of a freaking deal. You get a couple of battles you can't avoid, plot battles, and that's it. I'm going to take off the Charm Bangle because I honestly don't remember whether it makes a difference here, but I'm curious. So if we start, once we have a random encounter or two, I'll put it back on to make things move faster. But we got to the Chamber of the Faith, and the Faith is not there, of course, because of the events at the end of Final Fantasy X. But apparently, right below that is a huge, huge chamber guarded by robots. So that's interesting. Looks like there's something if you go this way, and to my mild surprise, there actually is. Passage lower sanctum is blocked. Manually disable the security system to proceed. Use the 3 control towers with blue lights to disable the security systems, but be careful. The towers with red lights are set to defense mode. Note, anyone attempting to access the sanctum without proper clearance will be eliminated regardless of the circumstances. Okay, so apparently we go and touch that at the end when we're done. Okay, that seemed to happen without my say-so. Now, I kind of remembered this. I believe this would happen whether or not we were,
Hey, wait! It's us! The Gullwings!
Yeah, we're friends with New Yevon, huh?
I don't think they care.
Curious, I wonder if she says that if you side with the Youth League. I'm just curious enough to want to steal from them. Sleep grenade, that was not worth it. That's a lot of damage. Okay. I'll try to steal back the MP that you used, since we can't do ethers and stuff yet. And it doesn't have any, which means I don't have to waste time with pain. But yeah, these guys are doing pretty heavy damage, and if you're paying attention to how much damage they've done, and you disregard the healing that Yuna's doing, you'll see that they would be able to put a hurting on you. I mean, you know, it's not like super invincible or anything like that. Meantime, she's got Venom thing equipped, which is pretty worthless against these guys. It's actually quite good against certain enemies. It's using Venom stuff quite a bit, actually, in some of the fights I was doing with the whatchamacallem creature creator mode. So I got an S-bomb, or S-bombs, and I wasted a bunch of magic. Or, yeah, I wasted some mana with them, but that's okay. Now, so this whole area is a bit of a puzzle. You've got these different towers, and you fight robots, and then you can activate switches. And when this thing lights up, that glows, and we have to fight another creature. And I guess I'll try stealing again. And I'll try Mega Potioning. But yeah, Yuna's pretty much just going to keep healing everybody a whole bunch. It'll be particularly useful when people start getting hit with attacks like the one it's about to do. I try not to just use this tactic when I'm playing, actually, a lot of the time, but you know, when I'm doing it on screen and people are watching and I want to actually be reasonably successful, it seems important. So, okay, I'm kind of starting to remember it now. You have to... See, now we can actually hop down to here, but there's nowhere to go from here. So what you're actually trying to do is you have to fight at all these different towers, and that is going to make different things appear, and they sort of form steps, and you have to arrange them so that you can climb down. And if you arrange them correctly, you get... You don't have to go that far to get out of the area, but if you want to actually get, like, whatever rare treasures at the bottom, the rare candies and the rare Pokemon or what the fuck ever, you, I think it's actually a fairly good one down there. I think we need to fight one of these robots for each one. And eventually we're going to need to do something to move them around. I don't remember that well. And this one was already blue. Does that mean we don't have to fight anything? There's definitely a deal going on with some boss type enemies down here that you have to intentionally fight them. You have to intentionally, like, re-trigger battles that you could avoid if you want to oversoul everybody. I might just make Yuna attack and actually get the kill. Her little sidearm there looks pretty fucking effective, actually. Looks a lot more devastating than the weapons that are being used by the actual gunner Dressphere are. Okay, so if you only go to the blue ones, those are the ones that are labeled as security lockout. I don't remember. If you lock out all three security things and then go back up and touch that pedestal, something happens, I suppose. I really want to be careful and make sure I don't miss the treasure that you get by actually correctly aligning up all the steps, though, because I feel like it was something pretty good. Better than stamina tablet, even. So there's got to be an angle from which you can see. Yeah, you see, there's well, you can't see it that well from here. Only like a level or so down, there's a door that you can manipulate these platforms until you can reach it. But then there's one all the way at the bottom, right across from us here, that you have to do a lot of manipulating. I can't remember what it is. We'll eventually come across some way that we can rotate things clockwise and counterclockwise. And, well, hello. Hello, mystical recycled boss from the last game, friend. I think you were floating around stopping us. You were the last boss before Lady Unaleska, if I recall correctly. Somebody really ought to go Blue Mage on this thing and scan it. Somebody ought to start stealing from it. And it uses death. How beautiful. That is unfortunate. Now Yuna can bring her back for... well, actually Yuna doesn't know. Never mind. Yuna does not have Phoenix down yet, so let's get on Riku. Get all healed up. We probably want to use the spell tonics or something to get rid of... I don't know, let's just start trying to steal and let's scan it. Demi doesn't bother me too much, but it will be annoying to have slow. She couldn't steal anything. Slow does not appear to have worked on pain, so that's nice. Ah, the Precepts Guard. That's what it was called. That's right. And it is a spirit beast. It is immune to a lot of stuff, so including really the only two things we can inflict on it with our current setup. A fiend charged with... Well, it's not immune to the breaks, though. But so far it's been attacking us with spells that aren't really affected by magic strength, like Demi. So magic break won't do a whole lot against it. It hasn't done a physical attack yet, which suggests that that's not going to do much either. A fiend charged with guarding the Bavel Underground, eliminating intruders, never attacks head-on, but commands a fearsome array of magical attacks. Yeah. Including this, which is going to get on my nerves. Phoenix Downs are cheap, JG. Don't worry about it. To mention, we got our friend popped down there, and Barkeep definitely went down there and did right by us. Now, you know, there is an item that makes you immune to this shit. I just didn't realize it was going to be an issue. I could have equipped everybody with something to make them immune to death. Really, I haven't stolen from it yet, have I? Yeah, this is annoying because I could have made everybody immune to death if I'd known this was coming. Well, we're done trying to steal from it anyway. But it looks like it has instant death and then not a whole hell of a lot else. Because Demi really can't kill you. Maybe it has elemental attacks and it's not using them because it knows that I've got... It's actually a less interesting fight than it was in Final Fantasy X because there was all that strategy with positioning your girls at different places to avoid its, like, really damaging attack. And we won, so what the hell. Definitely a bit of an irritation, though. So if I knew I was going up against that thing again, and like I said, you can manipulate it once you know what you're doing. Security system disabled. Password lower sanctum now accessible. But if you know what you're doing, you can manipulate it so you fight that boss again and again, and this one. I remember there was two guys here. This is the giant fish that was tormenting Titus at the beginning of Final Fantasy X. And then shows up again facing away from you when you go to get, like, Seymour's mom as a thing. Well, somebody ought to scan it. Its whole thing is elemental magic, so we're kind of cheesing it out with our current setup. Why this fish is guarding Georapella? Why this particular fish? Oh yeah, rotate. Bobo was right. I thought you could rotate between different targets, but no, you can just. Wait, check it out. Now we can look. Now we can look upskirt at Geoparella. Yeah, fiend charged with guarding the Bavel Underground, eliminating intruders by its size, and never attacks head on. Its magical attacks present them with threat. But it's kind of. I think, yeah, it would be a problem if we didn't have the accessory that eliminates elemental magic damage, which we only have because of, well, it's a little bit cheesy that we have it. It's something I got through the creature creator game, which wouldn't have been part of the game normally, originally. So this particular boss creature is not really a threat to us. And it's not letting us steal anything, but now we can. So that's fine. Guess we'll let you guys steal back some MP before we get to killing it, since it's really not a threat. Like, actually, I'm not sure at this point why I'm using Mega Potions each turn. It's not needed. It would be a lot more dangerous if we didn't have OP accessories helping us out. Not to say they would necessarily be like super threatening. It would just be more threatening than it is, which isn't that threatening. Yeah, you know what? I'll let Una get a couple of MP back. Why not? And who knows what wonderful bonuses I'm getting by passing through the gates on the garment grid. Not me, because I'm not paying attention. But again, if I was really being a completionist, I would want to fight these guys multiple times to oversoul them both. Which, shoot, that might just happen if I have a hard time figuring out the mechanics of how to arrange those platforms to get to the bottom. But you have to beat these two enemies. You have to re-trigger these battles and beat them enough times to oversoul them, to make sure that you get the full oversoul, which is going to be like the best garment grid in the game, basically. So we've now got enough. We can now go down. And we could actually leave. My issue is I don't remember how you arrange those platforms anew. But I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it. What if you go talk to this thing again? That turned it red. It didn't move anything. This is triggering another fight. No. Didn't trigger a fight, it moved a platform. Okay. Trigger this is going to turn those red. Did anything move? I don't think so. If I go back to this one, which made something move, and try that again. That moved something. It moved two different ones over there. Okay. That needs to stay there. I really need to... I basically need to keep, just move the bottom three. I don't want to rearrange the first three. I want them to stay put, because they're actually moving things in the right direction. It's just that I'm going to get down to that third tier, and instead of going in the door, which I believe will take me on to the next area, I want to go further down. So what happens if I touch this one again? You know, I could just break out a FAQ. It would tell me exactly how to do it, but I'd have to start... I'd kind of have to start. I've already been messing with it, so now I'll have to sort of figure it out. Unless I've already broken it. I definitely don't get it. I think this one will have 3 going red again. Maybe that'll do something. Well, I also know there's a way to refight those bosses, which I haven't quite stumbled across yet. I think I need to get I think I need to get the 4th, because there's 6 levels, starting from the one directly across from me and then going down. I need to get the 4th level one to come here, so how do I do that? I'm just gonna keep touching stuff until something happens. That's... Okay, so the 4th one is now underneath this. No, that's the 6th one. The 4th one is over one to my right. What if I just keep touching the same one and try to figure out what it does? Nothing changed from doing that. Okay. Trigger to fight. This one again, okay. I don't think it was really worth stealing whatever it had. I don't remember what it was, but didn't jump out to me as like, oh wow, great, I stole one of those. A lot of fireflies for a little battle. Roll Tide ring. Well, something moved that time. Didn't necessarily move someplace useful for me. What if I do that again? This spot actually triggers combat. So shit, maybe I will get a chance to oversoul these guys. You know what? That being said, I really ought to equip everyone with a thing that makes them immune to death in case I start fighting that other boss multiple times. It seems to me like if I'm immune to death and immune to elemental magics, then neither of them can really kill me. Or even sort of kill me. They basically can't do anything to me. Although the oversold versions might be a little different. I think, I don't know. Well, first of all, like I said, let's get the thing that prevents death equipped on everybody. And I believe that was called... God, what was the name? It wasn't Crystal Ball, it was, Oath Veil, no. Fairy Earrings, no. Gold Anklets, Petrification. Beaded Brooch. Oh, good grief. I got the dang things eventually, I was pretty sure. Guards against slow would be somewhat useful, but... Oh, this does slow and stop. That's why I didn't bother to get the one that just guards against slow. Guards against itchy. And scratchy, or just itchy? because they tend to come together. Pearl necklace. Angel earrings, and that's right. And the reason they're down there in the order is because I actually used them fairly recently. Okay, so now we're immune to all elemental attacks and instant death. Remember that one because I was actually doing something. And getting this one might actually make something that red, okay. Which I think is the key to getting that other boss to show up. You'd come here, and here, and here. And I can't look across, which would be really helpful to make sure that I know those ones down there, which ones are at what altitudes. Because there's a good chance otherwise I'll get the wrong ones coming. Well, anyway. I don't think anything happens unless you trigger a battle. So once I figure out which ones are triggering battles, I just keep messing around with battles until something useful happens. Oh, is only one of them red at a time? Oh. Maybe I can... set where it's going to go by turning that one red? If so, I might be at the one that I want it to be. If I come here, do I trigger the battle? No. Well, at this rate, I'll eventually oversoul you, but what about the other one? I know I gotta fight it a bunch of times, too. I know I figured this out before, because I managed to actually do this back in the day before GameFAQs was around. And I feel like if I just kept playing with it, I would figure it out. But I also kind of... Rika with her outfit that seems to be designed to show off the butt. Okay. It didn't move to the one that was lit red, but it seemed like it moved towards that one. And he's oversold, so let's actually show him the respect of scanning him and trying to steal from him. No longer content to attack from far with magic, oversoling has enabled it to up the ante and deliver mighty physical attacks as well. Okay, well. That was pretty mighty. Let's get back to... oh, short circuit. I'll get protect applied. I'm not sure if it was worth the time, though. So it's not doing that much damage, and I was... with the Mega Potions, you pretty much heal it there. I'm thinking maybe it's because we're over leveled, but if you didn't have the accessories that nullify elemental damage, that's probably easier than the non-oversold version. But anyway, what I was starting to say was, between videos, I might just have to hit a FAQ and see how this works, mostly because I want to get a few of these under the belt and actually make progress in each video. So I don't want to, like, but I don't have that much time for you tonight. I don't want to, like, spend a ton of time off screen trying to figure this out. But no, that seems okay. It seems like it's kind of working. I figured out at least which one I'm moving. And I'm able to keep moving it in the same direction. It's just not necessarily the one that I want to move. Because I think I'm moving the one below the... Like, I'd figured out I can park it where I want it and then stop, but... How I figure out how to get the next one, I don't know. Maybe I'll figure out how to... Maybe I'll do it on screen with you guys watching. I'll read on how to do it off screen to make it simpler. Like I said, I know I figured this thing out before at some point. It's just, you know, you trial and error until it... So I need to do this one more time to get that where I want it to end up. Oh no, two more actually, because I believe... Well, it's really hard to tell from here, but I think that's the one that needs to be all the way over. Is it as simple as this thing that I'm attacking is the one that's going to move it? And whichever one of those red guys is lit, that... Because I can only have one of those red ones lit at a time, and each one controls a different platform that you can move, and you can't move the first three. Because nothing I've done has screwed up the path that it makes for you to the exit to the whole area. The exit to the area is 3 levels below. And this treasure is 6 levels below. I also haven't figured out... Yeah, I think if I fight this guy one more time, that one will be where I want it. But I haven't figured out how you fight this other... how you refight that other boss. And I want to do that, because now that I've oversold this one, I'm like, I might as well get them both. That way, I know I don't have to worry about that. I don't know if it carries over from playthrough to playthrough, and if I'm going to oversoul everything in this first playthrough, or if that's something to do for the second one. Well, we already had a decent suggestion for the second playthrough, which was just... Because I'd mentioned, you know, I've always thought it'd be kind of interesting to play the whole game using just their default dress spheres. Yeah, so that they can always appear in battle the way they do in cinemas. And Bubba was like, do that in your second playthrough. I was like, oh, genius. So if I show off all the dress spheres in the first run, then I could do that. I have a bunch of null-tide rings, too. Oh, no. Nope. 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 Okay. So that was wrong. I wanted to stop one time before I did. So let's see if... Now I've got a theory that the exact opposite end of this... will move stuff in the other direction. But... No, that didn't work. Fuck, that didn't work at all. That changed the one that I'm going to be moving around, didn't it? Okay, the one that I've been moving is the one that's off to the right when I look straight down. Will anything move from touching this? Seems like a bunch of stuff. Oh, that was the reset button, was it? Ah, crap. I better just figure it out off screen. Alright, folks. I mean, I'll do the work on screen, but I think I need to actually go off screen and read up on this and figure out how it works, so I don't waste a lot of time. But I'll pick up next time, and we'll figure out this puzzle, because I really want to get that treasure that's at the bottom. See you guys later.